Now, obviously, as black people, we get managed. Not the white people get managed. They manage us like, okay, guys, you know.
Me, I can't be in Cape Town anymore. I was in Cape Town over December, and the energy is not the same. Like,
wow. And when I got there, bro, the racism, I was like, whoa. The reason why I would say Cape Town is still kind of like stuck in the dark ages is...
Be honest with you, speaking about Cape Town, right? You gotta tell your people to chill, man. The racism there is like, it went to private school, man.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
How is it normal to live like this in Cape Town, whereby black people almost know their place?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Racism in Cape Town. I hardly do content like this. The reason I don't do it is because of the R word. I'm always reluctant to use the R word on the channel because not that I don't like the algorithm. Always, just speaking about it itself is not nice. But it is. So I did a podcast about the R word in Cape Town and how those people are treated, and I found out it is a sore one in Cape Town because now they want to be an independent country. So I'm making an appeal, especially to our colored people, in two ways. Number one, I don't want to talk about the internal racism within the colored community where the darker ones are not treated well, because I've realized it happens with majority of other races, the Indians, the mulattoes and everything. Even us as Africans, we do that. But I want us to talk about how do white people treat Cape Townians of any other race in Cape Town. Why is it that it's always felt a lot by ourselves? I do not know, and this is why I'm asking. By all intents and purposes, Cape Town is the most racist region in South Africa. It is not a small, it's not a small dorpy by any means, but it's the most racist region where white people, you would feel white supremacy. It's been said a lot. I just want you to watch these videos and comment and demystify rumors. People from Cape Town always say, Johannesburg people always make them feel as if they come from a separate place. But please, I'm going to show these videos. Please react on these videos. Explain to us how does it work. This goes out to people living in Cape Town because you are trusted with making Cape Town the Cape Independence. You are going to be a country. That's what the white people, majority of white people want you to do. So I want to understand the racism that you guys are feeling there. Maybe you're not feeling it, or even if you're feeling it, it's not as bad. Is it worse than being in ANC South Africa?
Look up Crime Watch.
Huh?
Look up Crime Watch, it'll tell you.
Crime Watch?
Yes.
So you just come from your house, instead of asking me why are you standing here, and then you just dedicate that you want to take a picture.
Yep.
Why? That's being rude, because
I've
you're just
told you
taking
why.
my number plate for unnecessary reason.
And the crack in your windscreen.
Where do you come in from my crack of my windscreen?
Okay?
Where do you come in from my crack of my windscreen?
I said I'm just
For what is it? Why are you pointing it? For what?
Right. Do you know the law?
Do you know the law?
Yeah.
Because you're breaking the law, you're using on the wrong side.
I'm not on the wrong side.
No, you are.
Okay.
Because you're just dedicating without unnecessary thing.
Yeah.
How is it normal to live like this in Cape Town, whereby black people almost know their place?
Yeah.
Like I don't get it. And when you do certain things and you walk into certain stores at the waterfront, they're like, you must be from Joburg, right?
Yeah, I get it all the fucking time. You all fucking
You
out.
must because
And so there's like, hey,
Bro,
he lets them know.
some you can see they want to punch you.
like,
Like,
you see
if
from
you
Joburg
because they end up to a white guy if you're fellow black people.
because
they're
the cafes in Cape Town know where to draw the line. You come here with your Joburg tendencies to, how dare you walk into the shop? How dare you tell the waiter that they must change your class? You know?
And I saw when I was in Durban and I was flying back to Joburg, the next thing where people must board
was the Cape Town flight.
Yeah.
It was just white people, though.
Yeah.
It was just white. I want you to give me the background, according to you,
Oh, yeah.
of Cape Town, you know, how we are where we are now. Because the first time I went to Cape Town was it was the first party we did. When was it? A year ago?
Oh, damn, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
And when I got there, bro, the racism, I was like, whoa.
The reason why I would say Cape Town is still kind of like stuck in the dark ages is because if you look at what happened in the dark ages, it's PTSD, baby.
Shit, bro.
It's trauma. These people have gone through hell, and not only have you not tried to remove them from that circumstance, you've actually almost made it worse for them in those same places. If you look at the picture of Mannenberg from 1970 whatever, and look at the picture of Mannenberg in 2021, it looks the same.
What?
Whoa. Nothing is different in that place, bro. If you look at Bonteville, if you look at Heideveld, if you look at Lavendale, if you look at Capricorn, which is a new area that emerged of just settlements and squats. If you look at those kinds of places and you take like a geographical picture of what it looked like back in the days when they moved these people there during the Group Areas Act, there's no difference. Very sad to have a place of that kind of beauty.
It's beautiful.
Be kind
Stunning.
of
So much ugliness.
yeah, be kind of like stunted in growth because of something like racism.
Yeah.
Like, that's the last thing you'd want it to be. Maybe it could have been politics or corruption or so. I'd have taken that shit.
Yeah.
You know? But we must always, guys, understand when we are speaking about the history of South Africa, number one, it is the only country on the continent that is named after a destination.
Sure.
Let's just clarify this. It's a destination. We did not get our freedom. We did not get our democracy when we should have, and it shows. They couldn't come up with a name for the place.
It's a geographical location.
Thank you. It's a compass bearing, for God's sake.
Literally, yeah.
So that's number one. There are a lot of cultures and races and creeds of people that were here, that were enslaved here. There were slaves that were brought here. If you look at it, it's just one big smorgasbord, melting pot disaster waiting to happen, you know. And then you're going to sprinkle in colonialism, slavery.
As ageism. Now, what mistakes that South Africans make is that this one is saying if a white person skips you in the queue, it's racism. If I'm skipped by a black person, what is it?
I'm just making an example, man. I'm not.
I'm saying
when a white person says dogs have
never been undermined by a white person. Look, that is racism. I agree with you, but I'm saying
This is the only black guy in South Africa who has never experienced racism.
no, but I've never. So racism exists. Racism exists. It exists, but I've never. No, but remember, when I'm in Cape Town, is it I'm in the hotel or I go to this guy.
It's so bad. We don't even stay in those posh hotels anymore. We go in the hood by Ace. Yeah, because there's no racism there. Yeah, there's no racism there. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, it's bad.
No, man, this guy is contesting.
When are you guys going there again?
So he doesn't want to say these things.
You know, I always get my friends to say, hey, brother, there was racism, we fought. I'm like, but why does it not happen?
And they're obnoxious about it. They know you won't do anything. Or the black people that side don't do anything. So they're even cocky about it.
Be careful about
the Joburg ones, they're racist, but if you don't do anything to them, they won't do anything to you.
Apparently, Free State is also. I don't know. Maybe I must visit.
Be careful about being brewed into some form of an Uncle Ruckus.
Like I've visited Pal, where I stayed in PNPs with white people.
They love you.
Never.
Man, everywhere, Free State.
like honestly.
Racism in Cape Town Part 1.
It's maybe calm for you because you don't give a fuck. Because you think you have the right to tell whoever you want to come in, but you don't. You said on the phone, I have the right to tell whoever to let in. No, you don't. You don't have the right to discriminate in this country. It's a crime.
For reservation.
On the basis of race. Do you? Do you? Yes or no? Do you?
My brother,
this is what happened.
Okay.
This man right here, Tabiso, came in yesterday, okay? Right. Moments after Jordan came in. Moments after, okay? Your bouncer stopped him and said, why are you going in? Who are you going into? Okay? He said, why are you asking me? He said, you can't come in here unaccompanied without a white person. He said, what? He said, you can't come in here without a white person. If you come in here, I know what you like. You steal, you guys cause trouble. You need to come in here with a white person. He asked me, who decides this? This is what the bosses have told me. Then Jordan, not knowing where Tabiso is, goes out and sees the bouncer re-explain this and says it to him again and says, it's not me who decides, it's the policy. Now, I'm sure if this had to fucking get out, there's a lot more people that have experienced this. This is firstly a crime. I'm not done speaking. When I'm done, I'll give you an opportunity. It's firstly a crime in this country. Do you know where you exist? You exist in South Africa, where we have a deeply painful history of this shit. Secondly, this shit will fucking blow up. An institution like Hanks, you're known. You're not a fucking somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You can't be fucking doing this shit. You will become like cliques overnight. You'll have protesters outside your fucking door. Do you think this is alright? Is this the practice of the business? Is this how you've decided and instructed your fucking bouncers to do? Speak. You clearly know about this.
Well, listen. We've been trading for 8 years. We've never had an incident ever before, and I can speak for our barman. And we've got an eclectic. I mean,
what are you saying? Address the issue.
Just hang on a second.
Eclectic.
We've never had a race issue here before. Is that correct, Danny, or not?
So what does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
I'm building up to.
He's aware of it. He's aware of it. I've heard of it.
You have a to tell you that it's not a calm situation. It's made a fucking reputation of this shit.
Look, I'm gonna have to fire my bouncer.
No, it's not your fucking bouncer. An individual doesn't decide the fucking institutional policy.
It's not my policy, brother. I've never.
Then what? Did he decide that on his own? Do you think he fucking decides that on his own? Oh really? Oh, okay. So he's lying. He's lying. Is that what you're fucking saying, guys?
Is everything that Chris has said true?
Is that what you're? That's your fucking thing. You fucking told me. You told me. You don't fucking point at me. Don't fucking point at me. You told me. You told me. You told me. You told me. You fucking told me. You told me that you have the right. You told me you have the right. That's what you told me.
I never said I had
to let in who you want. You don't.
Listen, brother.
You don't.
Listen. Just calm down, brother.
Don't tell me to fucking calm down.
You better calm down.
No. I'm not calm. This is not a calm fucking situation.
Okay, I apologize.
Stop saying you've never. You're dealing with it now. I don't give a fuck that you've had it in the past. That you haven't. This is where you are. Look at this man in the eye if you give a fuck and apologize. Maybe that's a good place to fucking start. Maybe that's a good place to start. Don't tell us about a bouncer. No one's gonna believe that. No one takes that for shit. That man works for someone. You tell him who to let in and who not. That's how that fucking works. Okay?
My brother, I don't.
I'm not your brother.
Listen. I've never had an issue.
You have this now.
Okay, but listen, I've got to speak to the bouncer. I am dealing with it. Look, I do apologize.
Look him in the fucking eyes and tell him you're sorry. Don't just say, I apologize. Recognize the seriousness of this situation. I am doing you a courtesy by coming here. My first instinct, go to the police. It's a fucking crime in this country. A good colleague of mine works for the Sunday Times. They have a fucking field day with this. The fucking EFF will be outside here tomorrow.
But brother, you can't judge me.
I'm not. I'm judging this institution. This institution has a racist policy at the door. And do you own it? Are you an owner?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So are you accountable for its actions?
I've never had.
Do you take responsibility?